Hello again, wrestling fans. This is Discussed Impact, available everywhere. Got to lead off with a birthday shout out to my good friend, podcast helper, and one of the most creative people ever, Richard Robles. I am JaySin. Also recently found out that everyone at Impact Wrestling knows me as the Twitch Dude. Or maybe that crazy Twitch Dude is still around. Whatever, it still counts. The Twitch Dude is part of it. So I'm here with my co-host, the Horror King Gary, who doing some weird shit over there. I guess we'll get to him in a second. Got to give props to his Eagles, who just don't stop winning. We've got a bunch of new subscribers and followers this week, which is really cool. This might have been the most this is probably the most we've ever got in a week. For new listeners, we try to stick to the same format. We do news before we get to the review. This week we're reviewing the October 5th episode, which was oddly main evented by Josh Alexander and Khan. Yeah, thought that was odd. I mean, but we'll get to booking and whatever else. No offense to Khan, good dude, good wrestler, but how the hell does he get in the main event against Josh? Seems weird. And we also have results from the latest Wrestling Revolver show, which is also packed with Impact talent and owned by Sami Callihan, which is scary to me because of AEW and whatever else. And okay, Gary, let's start off with your grade because I have, first from Christian Thompson, our pal at TJR Wrestling, gave it a 7 out of 10. He-Man Chu from 411 gave it a 7.2. I really like those two because they're always really close, and they're close to me. What do you say?
Before we get started tonight on that, I'd like to dedicate tonight's podcast to the movie Imperatus. We're going to be streaming tomorrow on most streaming services, starring Tom Sizemore. It's about a police detective, Clayton Douglas. He's summoned to a remote hospital to witness a mysterious Civil War veteran's outrageous deathbed confession that forces him to accept the supernatural. And Tom Sizemore is no longer with us, so get on over to your streaming services. And now to the grade. I would probably give it, I didn't really feel this one this week. I'd probably somewhere say 7.4.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle. I'd go with like 7.1 with those two. And did this son of a bitch just promote his other sponsor from his horror podcast on this one? Because, man, that was slick.
No. This is actually a Gravitas venture.
Oh, okay. So that's an Anthem. Anthem
Yeah.
on Gravitas. So that's Gary pushing Anthem, which, we do. People are, you got to be smart to catch on to these kind of things. Before we move on, I have to address something fast. After literally years of bullshit and lies, the axis of evil against myself, who were every one of them, connected to the Voices of Wrestling site, where the owner is openly racist and had a very good relationship, maybe has, with Impact Wrestling. They used to retweet them all the time. Anyone who knows and has been around knows this. They've been exposed and mostly destroyed. The shit is over. I can get back to promoting Impact without the added hate bias that I have had for a while, and I have no problem admitting that. Like when you get shit from whatever. I mean, I'm a human, and it is what it is. But one thing that I can't change for the moment is my feelings on Scott's booking, which I can sum up with this. You can't keep getting away with it! You can't keep getting away with it! Yeah, I mean, it's just random and God, I mean, like, again, Khan, I mean, do you think it's weird that Khan just kind of is in the main event? Like, what the hell did he do to be in the main event? And again, it's nothing against Khan, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, my thing is like, I think it falls more into that category again, Jay, where we really don't have a lot of, upper tier talent to face with Josh. And I think that's the problem we run into and I pretty much feel like our back's against a wall with that until, we can sign some upper tier talent, like maybe a CM Punk. I don't know. I'm not saying we will, but even if he was there for, I don't know, a couple months stint, that would help considerably. Yeah. But I don't know what we can really do until,
I mean, give the guy some wins at least before you're going to put him in with Josh, Yeah. I mean, did anyone think he was going to be Josh? Like, come on.
No, definitely.
And I think the match was too long because it's Josh. Like, he's been booked like a god. Okay, we got new BFG matches, but before that, Josh Alexander responded to Okada after he blasted TNA. Speaking with True Heel Heat Wrestling, Josh said about the comments. I mean, you can take exceptions to them, of course. His comments were very respectful to myself, Shelley, and Saban, so that's fine, and all respect goes to those guys as well. I think we all know that we respect each other and what we do in the ring, but the second he calls out Impact Wrestling and later corrected himself that he hated TNA, for somebody who was watching that day and age, I don't think I can blame him that much. So, it was a tough time back in the day for TNA, but now things have changed. Then there's a little more, but I mean, I don't know. Have things really changed? Is Impact better than TNA? I mean, I think that's an interesting question, especially at the moment. But I don't know. You want to answer that one, Gary?
I'm gonna say, like, in its current state, I mean, if you take it to the highest of highs in TNA, I don't think it's even close. I mean, I think TNA at one point was seeing almost 2 million or not subscribers, but 2 million viewers on Spike, and since then, I'm gonna have to,
It's really fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's not even close, I don't think. Especially
but to be fair, he is talking about like the bad part when they made Okada like whatever the hell that stupid ass gimmick. So yeah, I mean, I think he's more. Yeah, I think he's more about talking about. Yeah, I understand the Okada, even though he didn't say it. But okay, Bound for Glory matches. Good news here. Got 2 more good ones. Knockouts tag match. Killer Kelly and Masha, who I absolutely love, but I'm a little scared about this one, against Deanna and who the hell is Gary?
Oh, Tasha Steelz.
Tasha Steelz. I do think the champs will retain because of the sad Deanna news out there that she is likely leaving at the end of the year. And
definitely.
I just fucking love MK Ultra. I don't want them to lose.
Yeah, and I definitely see him retaining too. I just kind of feel like this is kind of like a plan B for Deanna, because she is going to be exiting soon. So
yeah, it's just something to do. And I mean, she's a top friggin' talent, and it makes this match really good, and it is believable. Who can win? Unlike some other matches, other than like I just said, like that stupid Josh against whatever in match. Like I just don't want matches where it's so goddamn obvious. And BFG is stacked. Like holy shit. Sorry, the other match is ABC using their thing against the Rascals. So I mean, there's another one.
Well, I guess what it is the Rascals are facing, is it Sammy and Rich this week, and then the winner faces.
Not really. I thought I saw that. I thought I literally saw that.
Yeah, because it says 4. It says, if on the graphic it says the Rascals or Sammy and Rich. I believe, I don't know if that's to be determined this week. I can't remember exactly what was stated, but I believe the winner, which I'm leaning towards, is probably going to be the Rascals versus ABC, just because of the
I don't know if this is a spoiler, but I mean, I'm looking at Wikipedia right now, and it has the Rascals versus ABC. It says this is Bay's Feast or Fired cash-in match.
Really?
Sorry if there's a match this week between the Rascals and what's his name, but if you thought Sammy Callahan and Rich Swann were going to face ABC instead of the Rascals, you're kind of dumb. So whatever. But I mean, the card's goddamn stacked. Josh versus Shelley. Osprey with Callis. I didn't realize that. So we get Don Callis for the show, which is pretty awesome. First, Mike Bailey. Saban versus Kenta. My problem with those matches is I don't think Kenta can win the X title, and I don't think Mike Bailey can beat Osprey just because of life.
Oh, did you say Don Callis is going to be appearing?
I mean, I'm reading on Wikipedia, which is usually right when it comes to this shit. I mean, I didn't hear that anywhere else other than I'm just looking at it right here.
Oh, no.
I mean, that would be very interesting.
Yeah.
Callis back at Impact. And the Call Your Shot Gauntlet, which we'll talk about here. They kind of had the 10-way match to kind of, whatever. They had the thing leading to this. Whatever, we'll get to that. Then MK Ultra versus Peraza and Steelz and ABC. Okay, so that's Bound for Glory. It's a goddamn. It is probably one of their most stacked cards in a long time, and I'm excited for it. Maybe the stories could be better, but can't get everything, I guess. And
top to bottom is great.
Yeah, totally stacked.
I don't know how the matches will turn out. Like there could be some mishaps and whatnot as to be expected at a pay-per-view, but it's probably one of the best booked ones in terms of the card, not maybe the storyline, but yeah, I'm pretty impressed with what I've seen so far.
I agree, and yeah, I mean the storylines could be a little better. I don't know. Do you like what's going on with Josh and Shelley? Do you find that interesting?
Well, at first I was kind of like not feeling it, but this week kind of had me liking it quite a bit because, like, I don't know, just with that ending and Alex Shelley kind of showing his inner heel kind of
Yeah,
thing, and I
I've
really
said since
liked
day
that.
one, man.
I
He has a
kind of
heel
like,
face, you know.
yeah, and
Like, you
I
can't
love
hide it.
that. Yeah,
I mean, maybe I would
yeah.
have done it sooner and just made him like, I don't know, maybe even more evil or something. Or, but I don't know. I guess that's not really his character. And they have a lot of evil guys like Macklin and stuff. Who the hell's Macklin going to face at Bound for Glory? That's an interesting one. Oh well,
Well,
we
he
don't
does
get.
have that thing with Rhino, so I don't
Yeah,
know if
I
that's.
don't want to. Shut it. That's not happening. Do not put that out there into the world. Okay, now it is time for some bad news. Bad news time. Ratings are back to 0.01 again, which is, I think, the lowest you can get, unless there's a 0.0. I honestly don't know the answer to that question if there's a 0.0. And right above 100K, so they dropped, I think, like 20,000 or something like that. That sucks. And that rating, man, I just hate seeing that 0.01. It's like scary. But again, they own the goddamn network, and nobody knows. And they did recently say
Well,
some nice stuff about their ratings and DVR numbers, and that's coming from Anthem, so they know more than
well,
anyone else.
did you see that article about Hulk Hogan? He's kind of like talking about TNA, saying he is always thankful to Dixie, and and
Oh
then it
no.
goes on to say something about well,
Oh
like
no.
I guess because always being paid or whatever. So he kind of made it sound like a positive, and then kind of put the spin on it. Well, because I was getting paid big money, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's
you know
that's
what I mean?
Hogan. That's Hogan, and also you can't believe a goddamn word he says. New Sammy update. He left over money. That sucks. But also this is a tricky one because we've said before, this guy was a 2-time wrestler of the year, but I can't remember his last great match. Clearly, he has not been able to get back into shape after his injury. Maybe he never will be the same Sammy Callahan. So, should you pay him like a top guy? I don't know. But also, he has a lot of fucking friends, man, and a lot with impact. And I have results from Revolver
Well,
somewhere, and like the whole goddamn card is impact. So, I mean, if he takes these dudes, you know what I mean? That really scares me.
well, my thing is with him with owning Revolver, like I don't know why. I mean, I know Scott recruits a lot from his own little promotion up in Canada, BCW,
Yeah.
but he too had the had Sammy's little promotion that he could use as needed, and a lot of well-known names have passed through the Wrestling Revolver, so that I think that's what we're gonna miss more than anything right there is the relationship with Revolver.
Yeah. And I mean, they could, I don't want to say they could still be friends. That might be weird, but hang on. Where the hell is it? So this week, for the next Revolver show, ready? Sammy Callahan, Ace Austin, The Rascals, Rich Swann, Laredo Kid. Those are just the people on the poster. Like, that scares me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, right there, because a lot of them are currently in Impact, and
And it's all, and it's a lot of really good guys. I mean, the Rascals.
yeah.
That will hurt if the Rascals leave.
Well, and it does too, because it's kind of the gateway, and Sammy's that key because he's really good friends with John Moxley, and
Oh yeah,
Moxley really
yeah.
pining to go down south.
Okay,
So
ready? I just pulled it up. Ready? This is check how much Impact is on here. Moxley couldn't compete due to injury, so he's close with Moxley. He was supposed to be there. Gringo Loco defeated Rich Swann. Alan Angels defeated Yoya, Rachel Armstrong, and Damian Chambers. Alan Angels. Marina Shafir defeated Zoe Sky. Both really good talent. Uh, RSP and Alex Colon defeated SGC, Matt Justice, and Manders. That's a really good tag team. The Rascals and the Death Dolls and
oh
Jordan Grace were a team.
wow,
With like that's one well, that's Myron Reed in there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Impact talent in one match. And then Moose defeated Madman Fulton.
Yeah.
And then in the main event, Jake Chris defeated Ortiz. I mean,
Ortiz of LAX Ortiz.
I would guess just based. And I could, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm wrong. Let us know. But just wanted to throw that out there. And I mean, I'm a big fan of Revolver. I don't watch many things, but yeah. And I'm just worried about that. Like they got so many. Every goddamn Impact wrestler seems to be cool with them and working there. And
well, it seems like they have so many more names than an Impact, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the SG, what the hell the name? Manswarm. I think the Warner's there. I think fucking whatever. I mean, whoever wants to be there can be there. It's an indie, so
Well, Gringo Loco, I'm surprised he hasn't ended up in Impact for the X Division. He's awesome.
Yeah. But right now it is time for our Mark of the Week. Yeah, I need a sound for that. Once again, sadly, this one's going to our friend BQ, who just want to really stress, as far as I know, had nothing to do with the Axis of Evil, and I just like, joking around with him in a joking way, and we've spoken on Twitter, and I don't think we have any issues, but what the hell, dude? You made a video called Is Brie Bella Coming to Impact Wrestling? I couldn't even wait, first off, hang on. This is my first reaction.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
It looks so random. I mean, I don't know if people know, but Brie and Nikki co-host a new dating show called Twin Love, and I don't know, maybe nobody's watching, but I'm pretty sure that shit just started. Maybe it got canceled already. I don't know, but I can't imagine her Impact Wrestling. That's what I need right now. Totally forgetting her husband is the number 2 goddamn guy to Tony in AEW. I mean, I don't want to put them over, but I mean, it is a bigger network. It is what it is. I mean,
yeah, I don't see.
Why would she not go with her husband? Where I just can't see any way that would happen unless
I honestly, Jay, if she were to go anywhere and say she didn't want to go to wrestling, I honestly think she would actually pursue acting or
so many different things. Yeah,
all the ties to WWE. They could. Once she left, I mean, she still has that relationship with them that she could do just about anything, a TV show, a movie,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, that's why I just thought it was totally insane. But hey, whatever, man. Keep doing your thing. And there's not many people out there in the Impact Wrestling world that aren't total scum, and you're cool with me. So whatever that means. So it is time for the show review now. Looking for a jingle for that if anybody feels like it. It's time for the show review, but that's all I have. That's shit. Knockouts. Tasha versus Kelly. Very happy seeing this. 2 of my favorite knockouts to start the show. I can complain about a little too much bullshit at the end, and I don't like Kelly losing ever or any champion. Well, I am complaining about it. It's weak booking, but these 2 ladies are awesome, and I'm just happy watching them. I really like this. It wasn't incredible, but I love Kelly and I love Tasha.
Well, they have a mini storied rivalry. I was looking it up. I was trying to find a picture for the thumbnail for this week, and I got looking, and I noticed that Killer Kelly and Tasha Steelz had a match at Victory Road last year.
Oh.
So, I mean, this is more rivalry revisited, if you will.
Thanks for the reminder, Impact. Come on. Gary, maybe you can text them next time, something like that, before the matches, before they put highlights out and stuff and help them out. So, I mean, I'm okay with this, but I also don't like it because it's Tasha and Masha was there, so she's kind of beating, not kind of, so she's beating Kelly with help.
I see what you're saying.
And they're a tag team, but I also love Tasha, and she just looks like a star, more than ever. I don't know what it is. Maybe she got better in the ring in her months off or whatever, but goddamn. She's a top fucking knockout, man.
I think what the whole point of this was to basically later to have Deanna come down and kind of show Tasha her support. So I get what you're saying though. It does kind of make the MK Ultra a little weak because there's the 2 of them and Tasha. It's probably a little ring rusty at this point.
It's also just lazy. I mean, how many times have we seen this where I think it was Giselle or Savannah might have beat, or one of the Death Dolls, will beat one of them, and then leads to the tag match. And I don't know, it just seems lazy.
Yeah, that BTI match this week it looked really horrible. Jay was with
what was that?
Savannah Evans and Jessica. So
yeah, and it sucks that we have to say that. That should not be a horrible match. Savannah should be a monster, and Havoc should be Havoc. But I mean, I don't know. Is it part of their characters that makes it sloppy? You know what I mean? Havoc playing a dumbass, whatever the hell she is. I hate it so much. I hate the Death Dolls. I hate that I have to say that. I mean, Rosemary is literally maybe can you say literally maybe my favorite character ever. I posted a video today, and it was the Hardys, and it was like about the war between the Hardys and Decay, and it was Matt on one side and Rosemary on the other side. Like, that's how big she was. She was the top of the biggest fucking feud in the company.
I mean, and you're talking about somebody she's going against that has all that legacy of the WWE and all of his time spent in AEW, and to come out of there kind of like unscathed and kind of on the same level, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just want my goddamn Rosemary back, please.
Yeah.
Skyler was backstage trying to recruit a tag partner for his fans' revenge match. I'll be honest, I don't know where that came from, and I don't like how people keep is it Impact? Is Impact calling them the Bullet Club sometimes, or is? Is Impact still calling them the Bullet Club at times?
I don't really hear them refer to them that name that way this week, but like I was really funny with John Skyler. He goes, when he finds out Jay Vidal's going to be his partner, he just starts. He kind of looks at Jay Vidal. He goes, "I would have rather had the girl."
Yeah, he's funny, and who wouldn't? But Jay Vidal got in a match now, which I don't want to say thanks to us, but we were pushing that dude for a long time. Like, hey, he's there. Use him. What the hell? You don't have a big roster. Similar to Alicia, who they got, a nice goddamn months of a feud out of with Alicia.
Plus, Jay's very charismatic too. Like that. I don't know. He whips somebody into the corner turnbuckle, and he kind of does this, kind of like slaps them like cockily, almost kind of like a heel Bullet Club kind of thing. And I think he's got a really good character. So why not use him more?
All right, so let's just jump to that one. The fans' revenge strap match. Not a big fan of strap matches. Also, Hotch wasn't here because he was giving birth, which I think you mentioned last week. Not sure. Don't know.
That must have been pretty tough on JaySin.
Oh, yeah.
Giving birth.
Oh, no, sorry. Sorry, his wife was probably the one giving birth, but who knows? Yeah. Who knows these days? Relax, woke people. So the Bullet Club gets the win. Sorry, this is my friend Christian Thompson, who called them a Bullet Club a bunch of times. And I have a bone to pick with you, Christian, if Impact is not calling them Bullet Club. Unless you just don't want to call them ABC, which I'm totally cool with, because that is a silly name and it's stupid. So, yeah, I mean, this was obvious. I mean, did anyone think, Hotch and what's his name, going to win here? Whatever, it gets the Bullet Club. Sorry. Whatever, it gets ABC a win. Ugh, I hate saying that.
Well, definitely not, because we know the better of it all, because ABC's kind of in the mix to be showing up at Bound for Glory. I mean, it'd be kind of dumb. Yeah. Dumb to have them lose to it.
I did like watching the fans.
Jobber.
I did like watching fans hitting wrestlers. I mean, I'm sure fans love that shit, but were these fans or were they, like indie guys?
No, this was. I mean, I don't know how many of them were fans, but I know Front Row Bill was one of them.
Oh, he got a shot in? Okay.
Yeah, several. And my thing is with it, Jay, is the way they were not like Bill, but like people that were out there when they slap, it sounded like it was just like this really cheap leather kind of thing. Yeah. Like I guess it was probably harder than I had thought, because later it was shown on Twitter that Skyler had a lot of welts on his back. So I don't know if I was
thinking, like, are these guys like pulling it a little or just hitting them as hard as they can because they don't know any better?
Yeah.
Is there a middle ground? I don't know. But I mean, this wasn't terrible. This was okay. I mean, it was fine. And I did kind of like the fan interaction part, which you don't really see in other promotions. Maybe they should do more of that. I'm looking for things where they can stand. Yeah,
The crowd
I mean,
was enough. They were into it.
yeah, I'm trying to look for things that they can do that isn't happening elsewhere. I
But I
do
mean,
like.
at least it is
Go.
a gimmick. So
Yeah,
I just gotta say, because I know how you like the gimmick thing. At least it's
yeah,
something different.
yeah. To be fair, I do. Yeah, and I forgot that it was a gimmick match. So yeah, nice job there, and dumb me. Gia Miller interview with Gresham. Love this. Absolutely love this. Almost forgot it. One of my favorite parts of the show. Gresham explaining this, the incompetence of referees. I love it because it's a story that he's been telling for a long time, and they could have easily glossed over this and just continued, to have him losing and winning, but no. And I don't know. They just need to do more of this with other characters. I think that's like the one thing they're missing. They're not
Well,
doing
I
like
think
enough character work. Like this was great.
Well, I'm kind of curious what they're doing with it, because at first I thought it was going to be solely about maybe Impact introducing a pure title.
Yes.
But now with him getting a cheap victory over Bailey last week, um, he kind of like doesn't personify the pure
No.
aspect of a victory. So like I'm wondering if now he's just going to be do whatever he can at all costs to keep a title or get into a, like maybe win a Money in the Bank opportunity kind of
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, I love the idea of a great wrestler that still cheats to win. I mean, I can't really think of many.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this guy's probably like he's pound for pound like one of the best wrestlers. I mean, people in the goddamn wrestling business will say that. You know what I mean? When it comes to like mat work and all that.
Oh, definitely.
And yeah, that's just a cool, interesting thing with Gresham. I love that. And here's something I don't like. Tommy Dreamer is out making his way to the ring, and he talks, pulls out Steve. Now, I hate that Dreamer is around. I feel like he retired like 8 times, but also, like you mentioned before, like he took it really looked like he took a goddamn fork to the eye, and like he's probably the only human that can do this other than PCO. So I guess I'm finally seeing his purpose here, at least.
Oh yeah. Well, I think it's kind of their ploy to try and get the belt off Dreamer to give it to a Crazy Steve. But I would have to say this viewer and this podcaster's opinion, I feel like this was the strongest part of the show for me.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but yeah, I know you love. To be fair, this dude is a horror freak, so he loves watching people's eyeballs get ripped out and shit.
Just because I didn't know what was going on, it kind of looked like Steve was kind of ringing him in there, and like he was gonna, hug him. And next thing I know, I hear Dreamer starting to yell out and scream, and then I thought he was biting his ear, and then I looked and it was fork.
Yeah, you thought you were watching a real murder story. That's why you were excited, you lunatic.
It was really, I don't know, just everybody looked like they were like.
Yeah, I mean, this is another one. This is another good feud. I mean, everyone knows Dreamer. He doesn't need any character work. That's the only reason I don't like him having any mic time other than like, hey, Steve, get out of here and just do that. But I know you got to lead to things, and I don't know. I guess this has lessened the blow with Dreamer because if he's just gonna get murdered and like parts of his body destroyed by Steve, then like not many other people can do that. But also, my small thing is Tommy just won this thing, so. I don't know. Maybe he could have kind of like turned it more into like a hardcore title, like we said, and then Steve comes after it in a few months. Because I mean, you can't have Steve lose, right?
Steve or Tommy?
I feel like Steve has to win.
Oh yeah, I do too.
But Tommy like just won this thing, so that was kind of pointless. Although Kenny King probably didn't want to have shit shoved in his eyeball and whatever else.
Well, that and I think maybe maybe they had bigger plans for Kenny King with the tag team title, maybe, or maybe even X Division title. Who knows?
Got to give another shout out to Christian, who put over Hannafan a bunch of times, and I mean, he's so good. I forget to put him over sometimes. He's fantastic. Like he was. They mentioned how he was selling like the fear from the previous week of Steve's interview with him. Oh, he's just awesome, man. He's a great hype man, but like not too much. I don't know. He's fantastic.
Yeah. I did you say Christian?
Oh no, sorry, Hannafan.
Who would you say he put over, or
who
you said?
Oh, Hannafan was talking about Steve after Steve scared. Remember Steve scared him? Scared. Remember
I
Steve?
I thought I heard you say Christian.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Sorry.
Maybe I'm
sorry.
hearing voices in my head like Randy.
Yeah. Christian. Fuck your dad, Christian. Got to give it to him, man. That is if you don't watch AEW, he's like the most evil person in the world, and it's really fucked up, man. He just keeps mentioning dead parents and shit, and whatever. 10-person tag team match. This is another thing I like because you don't see other companies doing mixed matches, and I fucking love Jordan Grace wrestling dudes. I feel like she was made to because she's so goddamn big and big. She's like 5'2". She's like powerful as hell, and she can do anything. I forget who she did some crazy move to. Was it something? I don't know. But I mean, she's so fun to watch in these matches.
Well, my thing is with this 5-on-5 is this felt like it kind of made Impact feel like big league here, just because of the way it was presented, the camera angles, many of the talents, like, I don't know, like having a good time out there. You kind of feel like it's one big family, despite like maybe Impact's not in a place where we wish it were. But recently, I guess Matt Taven had said Impact Wrestling was like the best locker room environment ever been. So
good one. I forgot about that. Yeah, and
maybe I'm thinking he comes back.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's a Kazarian kind of step one.
Yeah.
First you throw a little shit out there, you piss off Tony, then he calls you in.
Oh,
you're like, I want to get out of here.
Did you catch this 5-on-5? What the fans were cheering when it came down to? I think it came down to Champagne Singh and Shira, and the fans started yelling, "You both suck! You both suck!"
fans are great, man. They gave a Tommy. They gave a Tommy Dreamer chant. I mean, I don't know. It's hard because he's a legend. I hate bashing legends, but I used to live at the ECW arena, so I kind of watched him live for 10 straight years, and then another 20 on wrestling. So it's weird.
Honestly, Jay, I think it pains you a lot more than me, only because you were such a huge ECW fan.
Yeah, so it's like a TV character who has never been off television in 30 years, and it's what else can they add? So it's nothing personal. It's just I've been watching him longer than most, so whatever. I really like this.
And I think too, a lot of it is, Jay, you're seeing light ECW Tommy Dreamer, and I think you pine for hardcore, none of these fake lids and
that too. I mean, I don't want to see him killing himself these days, but it's a totally different thing when it comes to these hardcore matches, and they got these lame ass friggin' cans that break and they look so good. I hate the garbage cans so much. They look so goddamn fake. I'll take 10 of those over the head. I don't think they'll do anything. But Dango got a little promo here. Love that. Still got that going. And the winners were Dango, Something, Young, Grace, and Champagne, who, I don't know, that just seems like they're throwing in some extra guys for that match, which is understandable. And,
Jake picked up the win when he hit Into the Void on Shira.
Yeah, so this is where I get confused. So this leads to, what is this? I read this 10 times. Okay. The winning team, thank you, He-Man Shu. The winning team goes into a 5-way match next week to determine the number 1 and number 20 spots for the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. So that is the best and worst spot. Right?
Yeah, this almost kind of sounds almost a lot like a different version of the World Title Series or something.
I was getting all this Glory Series.
You're getting all these weird pairings and stuff. You could end up having the female face, whoever, and it's good. I'm not saying intergender wrestling's a bad thing. It has to be the right parts. You know what I mean?
And it's different.
Believability.
It's different. It's good. And I think they have 3 great women: Kylene, Jody, and I already mentioned Jordan a bunch of times. But I mean, Kylene is fantastic. She's she could probably be a top knockout or maybe right just below. And Jody is really good. And she wrestles dudes all the time on the indies. So I think they kind of just nailed all that.
Well, and speaking of Kylene, she's really a big lady. She's well over 6 foot. I would say probably too.
I mean, I know. Yeah, I mean, I noticed that with what's the name when she was with DeKoven, which I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. Where the hell did what's her name go?
I don't know. I could
She's
have
on.
swore maybe somebody said she had a work visa issue. Maybe I'm not sure.
Maybe she's been killing it on Instagram.
Oh.
So I mean, check her out on there. Jesus, she's doing like hot photo shoots as DeKoven with different wrestlers and stuff. So yeah, you know what? That would make sense if she's stuck somewhere. Okay, so a promo airs for Trinity versus Mickey. She talked backstage with them, and a little too happy again. This was similar to Deanna Mickey. Like, when was the last time we had knockouts who hated each other?
Yeah, well, I think this might be what they're going to be doing. I think we're going to be seeing Psycho Mickey before we're done. That's what
I was thinking we see Psycho Jordan show up at the end of this.
That could be that too.
I mean, could she win that night and then cash in?
I don't see why it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, I think it's part of the thing. Yeah. So then Moose beat Bhupinder in a match that, I don't know. This is one of those matches should have happened like 5 years ago. After the match, I mean, this is all about the story. Macklin came out. You know, he said he earned that. Again, I love that fucking spot so much. When Rhino gored him and it flew out into Moose's hand. That was so beautifully done.
You know what
Sorry, go ahead.
I just gotta say, I just seen like this jealousy factor pop up at Brian Myers' face, like when he accompanied Moose to the ring, and I don't know, I just get this feeling that
Moose.
Yeah, Moose at some point's gonna get a real good opportunity to win, and he ends up hitting him with a roster cut or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. How about he's about to cash in on Josh like he was going to, and then something like that happens, and then Jordan runs down and just beats fucking Josh. There's a lot of interesting shit going on. One of them is not the Rascals using their goddamn spray paint. Stop it, please.
At least some of the storylines have some direction, unlike.
Oh yeah, I gotta give it time. Yeah.
In the last few months, because like
I feel like this was I feel like this was a show where they kind of like focused a lot better.
Oh yeah,
like Bound for Glory is coming, and here's what we got, and here's who matters, and
evenly balanced show. You had all the parts being represented with a 5-on-5, and
a lot of backstage shit. We probably forgot some, but Sabin had a promo on Kenta. I mean, that's another goddamn monster fucking match on the show, and I mean, you can't do much with Kenta, but at least, they're doing a little with promos and stuff. So that's something at least. And then the main event, which I don't even know if we need to talk about much. Josh beat Khan with the C4.
We might want to mention too on this main event
post-match.
Alex Shelley's a guest commentator at ringside.
Yeah, and then obviously he confronted Josh. He confronted Josh Gad after the match, who popped in. And no, so Alexander pushed him off. Shelley hits the Shell Shock, which, gotta say, it's a slick name. It's like...
Oh, yeah, definitely. Leading to that, Shelley attempted to stop Diener from interfering in the Josh match and accidentally hit Shelley with a steel chair. So that's kind of what got him really ticked off. So...
Thank you, Gary, for noticing all these tiny little things. But I just still don't feel like, I don't know, it's not like powerful enough to me, this Josh Shelley thing.
I honestly, I think a lot of it is, Jay, is Shelley has kind of been like that ducking champion in a way, because like he hasn't really been on TV, like in the ring in terms of defending the title all that much.
And that's another thing. Let him beat some people. Remind people he's a great wrestler who should be champion, But
I mean, as far as like being, like I don't really know if our time would have been any better served with Macklin either as champion, though, because like I don't know who you would have really had him in the mix with at the time either. I think they kind of defaulted it to Alex Shelley, because
I mean,
I feel like that veteran that could kind of sell stories and had a direction. a little
I had
more.
I had a note somewhere that it was I don't know. I feel like this kind of makes it like if Josh wins, then we didn't really have to watch the last year. But I mean, I don't know. That's a stupid little thing, but maybe kind of true. Like in terms of storylines and all that. Like Josh is the man. And like I think they booked him way too strong, and then he got hurt, and they was screwed, man. So they kind of just like fucked around until Josh is back.
I definitely think when you see Josh Alexander, he synonymously is nothing but acquired that gold title. You know, it's just like it's his belt. You know, that's the feeling you get when you see Josh and he doesn't have a belt. Is like when is he gonna get that title?
Yeah. It's like
not
maybe
if,
too
when.
obvious, or I would love to see him not get it. And again, I'm not anti-Josh. I feel like he
and I totally
doesn't struggle enough. You know, he's kind of like a Rey Skywalker character where he just always wins.
Yep, totally see that.
You've got mail.
Oh, that's always fun. Okay, this is from personal email from a Ked Kidney, who was asking, "Hey Jay, how's that dong doing?" Well, that has nothing to do with anything. Next up, I heard you guys talking about Saw X. Whatever did Gary think of it? Whatever did Gary? Oh, okay. This is John from Omaha, who clearly pays attention because I spoke about Saw X last week and Gary didn't. So, what do you think, Gary? What'd you think? Did you even see it?
Oh yeah, I did get around to seeing it. Very impressed. I think the trailer didn't give it justice. Very, very well cat and mouse kind of entry in the series. The villain was every bit what you said. She, held her own with Jigsaw. Some fine performances, probably better than it had any right to be, being a 10th part.
I was gonna say, where would you rank it after? I mean,
I'd probably
that's what I was thinking. Was I over ranking it because it's number 10 and it really has, like you said, it had no right to be like that. It felt like a number 2. It was so fucking good.
Yeah, and like with it being the 10th one, and you would think I would put it quite low, but I have to put it slightly behind the original just because that film built the legacy that is Saw. And I don't know, like we didn't know anything about the Jigsaw character.
Yeah.
Hell, we didn't even know the twist ending at all. Like no one saw that coming. So real. I know people bash Cary Elwes for the first film, but I think he did fine performance. For not really being in many horror films or the genre. But I'd slightly give the edge to the original Saw, and I think it will holds up better after all this time than most films that are like probably 15 years ago or however long that one was. But
yeah, I think it's interesting because I mean that first movie was, I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely
90% like the greatest ending ever. Like that. I'm sorry, the greatest twist, maybe the greatest twist ever.
I would definitely recommend to get to your local cinema or movieplexes and get over there and see Saw.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan, like you have to watch this movie. You have to. That's all. And that's all I got for this week.
I don't think I have anything.
I always forget. God damn it! We always forget. Way too late to tell people now, but like and subscribe and follow.
Oh,
how about just like you? Goddamn. Whatever. I'm not going to curse at you. I'm not going to curse at you fine people. But how we get so many views and not so many likes? I'm cool with hate listening, but what the hell?
Yeah.
If you don't like us, then don't listen. Well, no, we don't want that. Whatever.
We might want to mention tonight is for us from the channel, it's Happy Columbus Day to everyone out there, and Happy Thanksgiving to our neighbors to the north. And it's also known as what do they call it? Indigenous Day as well. So
damn, Gary getting to everyone right now. Indigenous Peoples Day, yeah.
Yeah. So I hope everyone's having a good day out there and stay glued.
Anything else on the calendar you want to get to?
No, that's all I got for tonight.
Okay, well, we'll be back next time because that's what we do. Every goddamn week. No backups, no quitting, No running away or hiding from our fans. You can find us on Facebook, The Pro Wrestling. No, sorry. Just Another Pro Wrestling Group, it's called. I'm back on Twitter. You can find me on there, but you're going to have to find me, let's just say. And that's about it for this week. I hope Impact gets better, and we both do. And we would really like to be talking much nicer about it all the time. So let's get back to that soon. And hopefully to start with Bound for Glory. And that's all.
See you in 12 nights there.
Peace.